some big breaking coming in. As per local administration, 150 people are feared missing. 3 dead bodies have been recovered so far in the Uttarakhand Glacier devastation. Rishiganga Power Project manager has stated that 100 labourers at barrage and 50 plus in the tunnel have lost their life. Teams of the ITBP, SDRF and NDRF teams already reached the spot. Red alert has been issued. At least 150 people have been feared missing. Here's a big breaking coming in. 150 people reported missing. 3 dead bodies have been recovered so far in the Uttarakhand Glacier devastation. In fact, NDRF teams, SDRF teams are currently pressed into action. Prime Minister Modi too has been reaching out to the state authorities, to the Chief Minister. All help has been administered. Here we're looking at least 150 people who've gone missing as per reports. Now, the glacial burst in Uttarakhand's Chamoli district triggered an avalanche, missing, in fact, a massive flood along the Alaknanda and Dhauli Ganga rivers have been reported. 150 people have been reported missing as well, as per latest reports. Rishiganga project has been severely hit due to the flooding there. Project officer has revealed that 50 people are missing, and according to Rishiganga Power Project manager, at least 150 people have lost their lives. 3 dead bodies have been recovered. Several houses along the riverside suffered severely, quite some severe damage. Many of the houses have been uprooted as well. Tapovan barrage has also suffered huge damage due to this landslide. Joint rescue operations will be carried out by the IAF and the NDRF. 3 IAF helicopters, including Mi-17 and 1 ALH Dhruv chopper, has been deployed. 200 ITBP men along with 600 army personnel have been roped in to carry out the rescue operations. Home Minister Amit Shah meanwhile spoke with Chief Minister Trivendra Rawat and the DG NDRF about the situation. In fact, they say all in control, but nonetheless reports coming in that so far in the avalanche 150 people may have lost their lives. At least for now they are missing. Let me cut across to Aaj Tak, speaking to Union Minister Gajendra Shekhawat on this issue.
लेकिन देखिए सर, बड़ी बात यहाँ पर यह भी, अगर ऊपरी इलाकों में लगातार राहत पहुंचाई जा रही है, एनडीआरएफ एसडीआरएफ की टीमें, हेलीकॉप्टर्स की भी तैनाती की गई ताकि लोगों को एयरलिफ्ट भी करने की जरूरत पड़े तो की जा सके, लेकिन खास तौर पर हरिद्वार और आसपास के जितने भी इलाके हैं, कुंभ का भी आयोजन वहां पर हुआ है। आप कह रहे हैं कि उतना इफेक्ट नहीं होगा, लेकिन एहतियातन वहां पर इस पूरे एरिया में किस तरह के कदम वहां पर उठाए गए हैं?
देखिए, सब तरह के एहतियातन कदम उठाए गए हैं। उत्तराखंड सरकार ने सारे डिस्ट्रिक्ट जो भी इस रास्ते में आते हैं सबको अलर्ट किया है। हम भी, क्योंकि मेरे मंत्रालय के अधीन नमामि गंगे मिशन के तहत हम लोग सारे जिला के निरंतर संपर्क में रहते हैं। हमने भी अपने अनुरूप सारे जिला में सारे ही अफेक्टेड विलेज और प्रोबेबली अफेक्टेड विलेजेस जो है डिस्ट्रिक्ट में हमने बात की है। हम पूरी नजर बनाए हुए हैं और मैं ये मानता हूँ कि इसके दुष्प्रभावों को जो है हर हालत में कम करने की कोशिश की जाएगी।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल। केंद्रीय गृह मंत्री अमित शाह का क्या प्लान है, कितनी देर में वो पहुंचेंगे, अगर आपके पास कोई जानकारी हो?
मैं ये तो अब नहीं बता सकता वो कितनी देर में पहुंचेंगे जी, निश्चित ही वो जाएंगे, ऐसी सूचना मुझे दी।
खुद मुख्यमंत्री सर वहां पर मौजूद हैं, आपकी उनसे बात हुई है, क्या हालात है वहां पर?
मेरी सुबह उनसे बात हुई थी, तब वो वहाँ जाने के लिए निकल रहे थे देहरादून से। वहाँ पहुँचने के बाद में मेरी उनसे चर्चा हुई और वो सारे व्यवस्थाओं को खुद व्यक्तिगत रूप से देखते हुए उन सब जो है पीड़ितों को तुरंत राहत मिले और आगे जो है संकट और न बढ़े इस दिशा में काम।
बिल्कुल, संकट आगे और ज्यादा ना बढ़े। बहुत शुक्रिया सर हमसे बात करने के लिए। केंद्रीय गृह मंत्री
Here we're looking at least 150 people who've been currently reported missing. A huge avalanche that was reported in Uttarakhand, the Chamoli district, which in fact a glacial burst is what reportedly led to an avalanche, massive flooding eventually in Alaknanda and Dhauli Ganga rivers this morning, forcing at least thousands to be evacuated right from that area, but not before several people lost their lives as well. 150 people are missing, 3 bodies have been recovered. In fact, huge damage to those houses in the vicinity there. Disaster response teams, as you're hearing, In fact, all of the officials there have been pressed into action. We're getting in responses from those who are overseeing the rescue relief operations that's currently underway. Let's cut across to Home Minister Amit Shah, who responded on this issue.
ITBP के जवान भी वहां पर पहुंच गए हैं, पूरे राज्य का तंत्र भी वहां पर एक्टिव हो गया, SDRF की टीमें भी पहुंची हैं। मेरी मुख्यमंत्री जी से बात हुई, वो भी ऑन वे हैं और वायुसेना को भी अलर्ट कर कर बचाव कार्य में लगाने के लिए हमने पूरी तैयारी कर ली है। मैं उत्तराखंड की सभी निवासियों को आश्वस्त करना चाहता हूं कि नरेंद्र मोदी सरकार इस संकट की घड़ी में उत्तराखंड के साथ खड़ी है और हर संभव मदद देकर इस संकट से जल्दी उत्तराखंड बाहर आए और आम जनजीवन पहले की तरह शुरू हो जाए, इस दिशा में हमारे प्रयास है।
जो रेलवे का काम चल रहा है, अलर्ट करके उनको वहां से खाली करा दिया गया है। जो नदी के किनारे जो लोग हैं उनको अलर्ट करके उनको वहां खाली करा दिया गया है। जो रिवर राफ्टिंग होती है उसको बंद करा दिया गया है और जो टेहरी बांध उससे पानी रोकने को कहा गया है। श्रीनगर जो बांध है उस पर पानी खोल देने को कहा है ताकि जो लॉन्च का जो पानी आ रहा है उससे क्षति कम से कम। NDRF से दिल्ली बात हो गई है गृह सचिव से और उन्होंने पूरे सहयोग के लिए कहा है। उन्होंने NDRF भेजना है या किस तरह की जरूरत है तो हम उसके लिए
उत्तराखंड में हादसा हुआ है, ज़्यादा डिटेल्स नहीं आई हैं। मैं भगवान से प्रार्थना करता हूं कि सब कुशल रहें, वहाँ पे किसी को हानि ना पहुँचे। हम सब की तरफ से ये शुभकामनाएं उत्तराखंड के लोगों को। जोशीमठ पे जो हादसा की खबरें अभी अभी आई हैं उसके लिए मैं अपनी संवेदना देता हूँ।
Let me cut across to Kamaljeet Sandhu joining us for more details. Kamaljeet, the Rishiganga Power Project has been severely damaged. We believe reports coming in that several are stuck inside while many more are feared missing. 150 people on the whole, we believe, have lost their lives. These are fears. Only 3 bodies have been recovered. Take us through the rescue and relief operations that's currently underway. What more do we know?
The rescue teams have now found out, but mostly are specifically to the barrage and to the tunnel. Now, we've been told by the ITBP that the local administration has informed us that at least 150 persons are dead at the barrage and around 50 possibly at the tunnel. This is where the rescue operation is on. However, we managed to speak to the DG of Uttarakhand and he is confirming to us that they do believe the number of deaths are actually going to be higher, between 50 to 100, but there's no uncertainty since they say that the rescue operation are on. They're also suspecting they will be able to manage and rescue large numbers in the golden hour. So yes, it's a joint operation taking place with the Indian Air Force, airlifting, NDRF and ITBP teams. This rescue operation going on carried out by the local teams, the SDRF, the NDRF, the ITBP. The mission right now is to save as many lives as possible and then later on have the assessment. Now this is obviously reminiscent of what happened in 2012-13 when the Uttarakhand cloud burst took place. This time around the preparations are much more. But yes, this is an unprecedented situation. And on the ground, the focus is on to carry on more rescue operations. And now at 4:30 is when Rajiv Gauba, the Cabinet Secretary of the country, he is going to be chairing a high-profile meeting which will involve the MSA officials, DD ITBP, DD NDRF, and SN Pradhan has confirmed to us that at least 3 teams have been airlifted from here, 2 by road, and on the ground there are already 2 more who are assessing the situation. More than 150 such equipment to save lives has been sent out. So clearly it's a very fluid situation, but the Ministry of Home Affairs completely backing the Uttarakhand government and saying all assessment and all possible help will be provided.
Kamaljeet, thank you very much for joining us with those details. Some really terrific visuals that we see here of this avalanche. In fact, what's shocking is that at least 150 people may have lost their lives, but yet no confirmation on that from authorities. This is just fears that have arisen that at least 150 people have gone missing. Many of them have certainly are feared dead. 3 dead bodies have been recovered. In fact, a portion of Nanda River Glacier. Now, what exactly happened, to take you through, a portion of the Nanda Devi Glacier in the Raini area, Chamoli district of Uttarakhand, broke off early this morning, triggering massive avalanche and flash floods in Dhauli Ganga. Tapovan Dam was damaged amid this flash floods, water gushing down on the Alaknanda River. Moments of this dam breach were caught on camera as well. It is this moment after which flash floods turned horrific, causing widespread devastation. Flash floods also damaged Rishiganga Hydroelectric Power Project as well. Reports suggest now that there has been heavy damage due to breaking of the hydropower project, and around 50 people are also believed to be missing.
बच गया
There you have it, the visuals that were caught on cameras right when the avalanche was reported. It was spotted. Many locals there quickly to capture these moments. Unfortunately, this led to several houses along the river banks being uprooted, damaged. Over 150 people who are feared dead or missing as of now. No reports of them. Thousands of people were evacuated from the river banks right when the avalanche was reported. But unfortunately, we believe that several people have already lost their lives. In fact, the power project that is currently being carried out right there along the river bank, that seems to have been damaged. The Rishiganga Hydroelectric Power Project, that's the one that currently has been damaged, with many of them stuck inside. As per reports, the manager says that several of them are still stuck inside, while many more have lost their lives. At least 150 people are missing. Houses along the river banks have been uprooted, and NDRF, SDRF teams have been pressed into action. Unfortunately, already that many of them have been reported dead. An official number has not come in from officials. No confirmation on exact loss of lives. But so far, as per the chief of the NDRF, he says that situation is under control, but those 150 people are yet to be found. Now let's take a listen. SM Pradhan, what he had to say.
Well, actually, the incident has happened a couple of hours ago, and the damage that was done initially is fait accompli. So obviously, now that cannot be undone. But now the danger is from the flowing water which is flowing downstream and on the way to Haridwar. The local administration on its part has already alerted the people there, and the downstream villages and settlements have been evacuated, or the process of evacuation is on. I was in touch with the DG and the local administration also, and there are teams of ITBP, there are teams of Army, there are teams of SDRF on the job. So now the issue is about saving maximum number of people who may be missing and who may be here and there. So that is why the NDRF teams are also on the way. Some of them are being airlifted, and the highest authorities, including the HM, the Home Minister, the Minister of State for Disaster Response, Mr. Nityanand Rai, the Cabinet Secretary, Mr. Gauba, the Home Secretary, Mr. Bhalla, have all been giving instructions and guiding us, and we are on the job. No, the protocol is for standard events, but this is a non-standard disaster, and this is a glacial outburst. So obviously it does not happen very often. So obviously there are protocols which will happen post-disaster, and those alerts have been issued. And right now we are trying to save as many lives and property as possible.
Let me cut across. These are live visuals even as we speak. Authorities there ensuring that rescue relief operations is on point. Let me quickly cut across to Gaurav Sawant joining us for more details. Gaurav, we believe that the army has committed 4 columns, 3 helicopters are currently operating and 150 people feared dead. It's a huge number. What more do we know on the rescue and relief that's currently underway? Is all help being provided?
Right, Army aviation helicopters are carrying out reconnaissance sorties to figure out where the teams can quickly be deployed. Army helicopters will take those teams to those areas and airdrop them. You have the C-130 Hercules of the Indian Air Force that is on standby at Hindon to rush NDRF teams and additional relief supplies. In Delhi, the Cabinet Secretary, Mr. Rajiv Gauba, is to hold a meeting at 4:30 for an initial assessment and action taken so far. What we have been told that all along downstream, so where the disaster has happened, where glacier, breached the power project, downstream now there is real threat all the way down to Haridwar and Rishikesh. So those areas are being evacuated very quickly. There was some preparation work for the Kumbh that was happening. All of that is being stopped and people are being told to go to relief shelters. There are relief shelters already in place. Additional are being set up, is what the Uttarakhand administration is telling us as the Chief Minister, Trivendra Rawat, takes a sortie to figure out where resources need to be deployed first, Nabila.
Right. Here, the numbers are shocking, Gaurav. 150 people have been are missing. No official number of the casualties have come in as yet. The district administration hasn't confirmed how many dead, but they say 150 feared dead. 3 bodies have been recovered so far, thousands of them evacuated. This was a huge avalanche. Were there any reports that suggested that this might happen, or was this really out of the blue? Any trigger that really caused this avalanche? Would you be able to identify or tell us?
So there was a glacier burst, a part of a glacier broke off and there was a sudden surge of water. So those who were working on the project, and work had already started this morning. So, and there were people who were working on a tunnel project there. There were people who were working on a border roads organization project there. So several people are still feared missing. And fingers crossed and prayers that maximum lives could be saved. But at this point of time, you're absolutely right. The district administration is fearing the worst. But until, as many people are rescued, recovered, and numbers accounted for, only then will a figure be put out. But, the initial effort from what the district administration at Chamoli told India Today is to reach out and save as many people as possible, point 1, and point 2, to get people downstream, to get to higher reaches so that they are out of harm's way if, as more water gushes in to the river. Also, river routes, some dams are being opened, some water is being diverted. All of that effort is happening even as we speak, Nabila.
Right. Gaurav, this is the Rishiganga Power Project has been severely damaged, the ambitious project there. We believe that 150 of their laborers itself are the ones who are missing. Authorities there aren't able to contact them. Any word on what really happened there?
You're right. So, at the Rishiganga project, this is where the maximum brunt of that avalanche, of that glacier breaking off and the breach happened at this point. From what the Jal Shakti Mantralaya or the minister, Mr. Shekhawat tweeted a short while back, this is where the breach and the damage has been reported. The center is in touch with the state on the assessment. So that assessment takes place in about an hour from now. Cabinet Secretary Rajiv Gauba, when he does the video conference, both with the state and with central agencies. So you have the Home Ministry, the Defense Ministry, the state government, and the SDRF, NDRF teams that are engaged in this. And, there is a standard operating procedure that kicks in. That SOP has kicked in already with aircraft being on standby, with teams rushing to Hindon. Now it's for the state administration to give information about where that deployment needs to happen, because at Jolly Grant Airport near Dehradun, you already have the SDRF teams and helicopters and some aircraft that are being sent to ensure that as soon as the state administration gives details, those teams will be rushed to that area. This is what we've been told just a short while back by the Uttarakhand government, Nabila.
Right, Gaurav, the repercussions are massive. You just mentioned how several other areas, including Haridwar and Rishikesh, could also be in danger. People have been evacuated, considering the Alaknanda and Dhauli Ganga rivers have flooded severely. We believe that those along the river banks have been evacuated. Central teams have been pressed into action. They are monitoring every inch of the river bank currently to ensure there are no more casualties. Gaurav, thank you very much for joining us with those details. Here are visuals that we get here from this region. A glacial burst in Uttarakhand's Chamoli district has triggered this massive avalanche, massive flooding reported in these rivers, Alaknanda and Dhauli Ganga rivers. The huge Rishiganga Power Project damaged. At least 150 people have been reported dead, missing. Official figures are yet to come, but these are fears raised by the district administration. On this note, I'm going to slip into a short break. Do stay tuned.